because we're like 15 minutes past the hour. So I just wanted to catch up, see how everybody's Labor Day weekend was. Did you guys do anything fun, Kevin? Pick up your phone.
I cooked some ribs.
Nice. Just stayed at home. So my family and I, we went on a little adventure, and we went up to, it's called Upper Palisades Lake, and it's an 8-mile hike in. And so we left on Friday and left, I don't know, I think we got to the trailhead about 2:30 or something, between 2:30 and 3. And it was dark when we got to the campsite, 8 miles in. And it was myself, my wife, my 2 kids, and then another family went up there with us, and it was her and her youngest, who was 5. And the husband and the other 2 kids came up later that evening. And it was really dark when they got there. So anyway, I learned a lot about my kids and their capabilities, because they carried a backpack, and all of them made it, and my wife did amazing. Hey, how are you? So anyway, they did awesome, and we had a blast. We were up there from Friday evening until Monday, about I think we left about 11 o'clock or so. So we had a blast. But it was good to get away from the computers and city and everything else, go fishing and look for wildlife and hang out with the family, away from all the hustle and bustle. So good. It's my new hobby, I think. We're going to find more trails to hike and more places to camp. But anyway, so I wanted to share a story that I just read. Comes from my book called Everyday Heroes. And I just thought a lot about it's little short stories compounded into the book, and so there's, I don't know, probably 80 of them in here. And so this particular one that I read last night to my daughter was it kind of got me thinking about what we do as coaches, and you know, the one of the vital behaviors is to invite, and so this particular story is about a girl who she was being fellowshipped by 4 other girls in our church, and so she's getting fellowship. They're trying to they're inviting her out to come out to church, and she doesn't come. And they're inviting her out to activities that are young women's activities, and she blows them off, and she does this for like years, type of thing. And she said how much she hated these girls because they were popular and they were the epitome of what a good church girl should be, and all this other stuff. And so I was relating this back to coaching. And so we invite our people sometimes once, sometimes twice, sometimes 10 times, you know, and they tell us no, and they look at us, and they look at a lot of the coach network or coaches on our team or whatever, and they see that we're fit and we're healthy, and so they really are resistant to being helped and to be mentored, if you will, to better health and fitness. And so, you know, this girl over time, though, she really realized that we were truly, or that these 4 girls were truly there to help. And so I liken that to our team and the fact that we're here to help. And I think that the more that we band together as a team and create our you know, monthly groups together, and put everybody in those groups and fellowship them in a sense that we show them how cool Beachbody is, that we're going to have more coaches and more people talking about how cool Kevin and his team were to help them get started, or Eric and his team were to help my friend get started. And so gradually this woman, over a period of like 2 years, she changed. Her heart changed, right? So some of the people that we invite, I'm sure you can appreciate this, Kevin. There's people that you've invited way back when you first became a coach, and you may have invited them 10 times since then, but they're still watching you, and they still know that you're doing your thing. But maybe it's time to revisit them and show some love to them, and you know, just let them know that you're there and you care about them and you want to see them succeed. And whether that's succeed in monetary side of the house as a coach, making an income, or succeed in physical fitness, whatever the activity is that you can see a need in, we cater to that as a coach. And so anyway, it goes on to share more about how she started joining in. She only joined in one activity, and she had a good time and could kind of see that the people were sincere. And I think that's what happens at our first initial challenge groups when people first get involved, and they're kind of like, oh, you know, it's an online thing, etc. And so how good can it be? And so, but she enjoyed herself. But then she hit another low, and so this customer, you know, hits another low, and it's up to us to kind of be watching for those lows and to help them pick them back up, right? And so these 4 girls showed up on this girl's doorstep on her birthday, and she didn't think anybody else knew it was her birthday. She didn't think anybody else knew that she existed. Not even her parents, other than her mom, gave her a happy birthday. And so anyway, they showed up on her birthday with a cake and presents, and it was like her best birthday ever. It's her most memorable birthday. And it goes on to say that that they were there when her mom died, and they were there when she needed them most. And that's our job as a coach. So if I can put one message out, is to go back and help your friends, whoever they are, family members, friends. Just go back and help them. Don't sell to them, just help them, and invite them to a free group and push them and you know, mentor them to the point that they know you love them. And so anyway, this book is awesome. Everyday Heroes, and faith promoting stories, and well worth the read. So if I can recommend it, put it on your list. I'm going to put it in the group for people to check out. So the next thing I wanted to kind of key in on was the 3 vital behaviors. And they're so simple, but they're so stinking hard to do. And so the invite portion.
Who's the author of that book?
Say that again.
Who's the author of that book?
Oh, the author. J.A. Perry. Got that?
Yeah. It's called Everyday Heroes.
Is it backwards?
I don't know. Show it to me again.
Yeah, I would look it up on Amazon or even on the Kindle or whatever, you know.
Yeah, show me the book again. Okay, I'll do that again. I'll take a screenshot of it.
I'll find a link and I'll send it to you. That work? Okay.
I did Amazon. I got like 50 things, but none of them look like that.
Yeah. So the next thing was like the 3 vital behaviors, and like I was saying, they're the 3 simplest things, and I think that's what Carl Deichler wanted when he gave them to us. But why are they so hard? You know? And so I think that the first one, invite, it's going to come from us tracking it. It's got to be in a notebook. We got to work from a notebook, writing down their names, and we got to be diligent in doing it. Everybody that I talk to asks 2 to 3 people to be their friends on Facebook or Instagram or something every day, and then they write those names down. They begin to build a relationship, every day. And so if you look at your number of friends, or your number of people that you follow on Instagram, or your number of people on even LinkedIn, I don't know, whatever your forte is, pick one, right? So, and if you look at your number of friends, and if it hasn't gone up by 20 at the end of every week, then we're not really growing our sphere of influence to invite, right? So, where do you meet those people? I think the best way to do it is either through your friends that you already have, go to their friends and look through the mutual friends, or not the mutual friends, but people suggested, or look through the other options in groups. Lately I haven't liked groups a whole lot. I haven't got much responses from new people. I haven't been able to really build any rapport with them. But if you go to your existing friends and look at their friends, then you might have more success because you have a common ground, and they know. So you can talk about that common ground, right? So, and then just track it. It's got to be tracked. It's got to be put into your either your notebook or it's got to be put into your weekly action tracker, the BAT, the business activity tracker that Team Beachbody has. It's got to be put into one of those things, whatever works for you. And typically the BAT for me isn't very effective. That's the one that the Team Beachbody makes. It's just not very effective. I just like to write things in a notebook and power of 3 to-do list. Whatever works for you, but just pick one and stick with it. And so that'll help you track your invites. And we know that if we invite 20 people a week, we're actually inviting 20 people a week, we're probably going to see 1 to 2 of those people commit. It's about 10% is what most of my successful coach friends have been telling me. And so invite 20, get 2, and it doesn't seem like great odds, but man, it grows. It compounds over time, right? So does your income, because they keep ordering, some keep ordering Shakeology, etc. So the other one is proof the products work, and I don't think you or myself, Kevin, have any issues with that. Show you our guns. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I don't think we have any issues with that. We love the product. We do everything that needs to be done to be proof the products work. And so I think with the proof the products work, the only thing I can think of is that you post one time a day a selfie of you drenched, or a selfie of you drinking your drink, or one time a day that you do that. Okay. And so I know you post your workout every day on Facebook. I only critique I would probably say is to make it more you versus Team Beachbody, share from teambeachbody.com, and make it a more of a you just finished your workout with your sweaty mug or something, especially with that nice beard you got going on right now. So you're getting ready to go hunting, aren't you?
October 1st. Well, 2nd. October 2nd.
Oh, so a few more weeks. Yeah. So I would recommend that to share more you versus share from Team Beachbody on your workout. So still log your workout and even share it, but in the comments, maybe put a picture of you, because you're putting in your comments, you're putting a lot of information in there. Maybe just put a picture of you after your workout and see what kind of changes. You're just kind of switching things up a little bit. And then the last one is learn, and we know what that means. We know it means personal development. So I guess my question to you, and well, there's nobody else on here right now, but to you is, what is your source of personal development? And is it a book? Is it an audio book? Is it Success Magazine? So GoPro. Tell me, are you enjoying that book?
enjoying it good. I'm about, let's see, a little over halfway done with it.
Right.
It's, there's a lot of stuff that Beachbody uses out of this book.
Right. He actually, I think there's a GoPro training somewhere in the back office. I'll have to see if I can still find it. It used to be back there.
There's podcasts.
Oh, it's podcasts? I've heard they're awesome.
Yeah, I do. Of course, Ben Greenfield, a mutual friend of ours,
Celine Johnson, Tim Ferriss, I listen to his. I listen to Bulletproof Radio.
Joe DeFranco is, don't you?
I've heard the name. Yeah, he looks familiar.
Yeah, he's doing Triple H, rough work. He's just a fold up dude.
Very cool.
Yeah. You know, Joe DeFranco, he's part of the On It Academy.
Oh, right on. So since we're talking podcasts, let me grab. I'm getting mine. All right. So these are some of the ones that I listen to, and I know it's partly hard to see. So there's Ben Greenfield, Shalene, the London Real. London Real is awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. Spartan Up, the Spartan Race podcast. I use Dave Ramsey and he's got two. He's got Dave Ramsey and he's got his Entree Leadership one. And then one that I'm really liking is Warrior on Fire. And the author is Garrett White. But podcasts are money because you can listen to them anywhere and on the drive or whatever else. So, you know, if that's your source of personal development, stick to it. The one thing I think that I could do better when I listen to stuff is actually writing down my thoughts when I get the opportunity. As soon as I get that option, I need to stop and write them down in my notebook or something so that I can act on them, because all too often I'm listening to it and I move on in life and work, and I totally lose the opportunity to make use of that. So that's a recommendation for me, and I don't know how you do it, but if I don't write it down, I won't action it. So anyway, yeah, if you can do anything, yeah, Warrior on Fire, that's it. Yeah, if you get the chance, recommend that GoPro book to anybody you come across, because it's outstanding, and I can't say enough good about it, you know. Aha. Yep.
That's nice.
Oops, hitting the wrong button here. So, anyhow, that's pretty much what I got. I just want to cover 3 vital behaviors. Wanted to cover the book, and you know, sharing stories from what we're learning is, especially as you're reading Compound Effect or you're reading GoPro even, sharing those things, your thoughts that come on your Facebook page and your social media, or even doing a video for it, has been a big hey, look, here I am. I'm in the light now. So the sun's going down. It's getting dark. But sharing what we learn with others on our Facebook page and our with our circle, our sphere of friends, even our coaches, is going to be beneficial because you're taking the time to think through some stuff, and so you process it more because you're thinking through it, right? Or you blogging about it, right? Because you might as well, if you're going to make a really long post about something that you learned, you might as well put it on your blog too. So, because it's searchable content. But anyway, I think that if we start sharing those type of things, stuff that we're learning from our books, we're going to improve as teachers because we're thinking through things, but we're also going to get more people's attention because it's thought-provoking, you know. And so, you know, I probably share a lot of, you know, these things make me cry, man. You saw me, I choked up. But this stuff's the real deal, and I can't say enough good about this book. And reach out and grab it if you can find it, and I'll send the link when I find it. So anyway, is there anything I can help you with, Kevin? What are you struggling with?
Just getting people to reply back.
Respond back?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you reach out to people, do you have like a canned sentence that you send out for people to respond to? Pretty canned, so you don't type the same.
5-step invitation process. You know, it has step 1, the invite, and then you go to the step 1 to 2, and all that. Then you do the interview where you ask them about, you know, have they ever tried the program, have they struggle with nutrition or so forth. I got 9Sept2015 points last month. Most of our guys in a month.
Right.
Not doing it every day. So.
Right.
It's working, but I'll have people, tell me more about it, and then crickets. You know?
Yeah, and I guess those are the guys that we just put into our book, and I think the best message you can send them is that you're wrapping up the last few people, and you're about to close registration for your group. Do you want me to follow up? Do you want to get involved this month, or do you want me to follow up next month? So something like that. And so that way you keep it ongoing. You don't just cut it off, but you let them know, hey, I got to close registration because, you know, I'm filling up. I start on Monday. So you got to have a cutoff date, right? So I think that's probably the best thing for it is just because you keep control of it by saying, hey, I'm closing shop, and do you want in this month, or should I follow up next month? If they say follow up next month, you got to open invitation for October 1. Email them and say, hey, I'm starting my group in 2 weeks. Are you ready? You know, or my team's starting our group in 2 weeks. But yeah, let's go with that and see what kind of response is back. At least you don't feel like it's open or just left wide open. It's kind of a closure, and they'll respond to that because right then you kind of hold them in. And they should respond back yes or no, right? Okay, well, I'll get off the phone so you can go hang out with family for a little bit before they go to bed, right?
That's it.
Okay, I'll look for the book link. What else do I owe you? Anything else?
Just half of your first $1 million.
I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it. I told my mom that that's what I want to do for her. I want to make sure that she's well taken care of into her late years. Got to keep working, right?
That's right.
Okay. All right, man. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah.